when you're playing with a great wide receiver, you can often get away with that.
For sure.
You think you have that in Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I believe so.
This guy is playing with a purpose. This looks like the guy we saw 3 years ago that came in here as a rookie, the 4th overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
This guy has been built for this. He is ready for this moment. And if he is as good as they think he is, then the Bears are going to be set for years to come.
The 2024 NFL season is starting back up in less than a week, which leaves fans all over the world excited for football to be here again. The thing that people love about football the most, though, is the amount of surprises that go on during the season. Just last season, we had Aaron Rodgers play 4 snaps, tear his ACL, then be healthy enough to make a comeback. We had CJ Stroud come out of college and make NFL defenses look silly, and we had one of the biggest NFL stars in Travis Kelce date the biggest pop star in the world. The NFL was full of surprises, so here in this video, I'll give you guys 5 hot takes that I think will happen in this upcoming season. The first hot take happens in the hottest of states, in Arizona. Marvin Harrison Jr., the Arizona Cardinals' 4th overall pick this year, will be a top 5 wide receiver this season. I know it's a bold statement, considering there is a heap of wide receiver talent in the NFL now, like Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, and Tyreek Hill, but I don't think we've seen anyone as gifted as a receiver coming out of the draft. The son of Hall of Famer Marvin Harrison Sr., Jr. is listed at 6'4", 205 pounds, which is absolutely huge for a wide receiver. He's as big as most tight ends and can move very well. There is not a single thing on the football field that he is bad at. His route running is near flawless, learning from one of the best route runners the game has ever seen in his father. His ability to break away from defenders with his speed and quick cuts will translate well from college to the NFL, and his catch radius is ridiculous due to his arm length. Going away from his attributes, his situation is perfect as well. He has a very experienced quarterback in Kyler Murray, who's shown he can put it on the money to his receivers, and he has enough competent counterparts that make defenses not fully key in on Harrison. Guys like Trey McBride and James Conner can help with this offense, but they won't be good enough to take touches away from their number 1 wide receiver. As well as his attributes and situation, there's also the politics that come with the NFL. The Cardinals used the number 4 pick on Harrison, which means they believe he can be the next star of their franchise. As well as that, his contract is not a small one at all, making $35.3 million guaranteed with a $22.5 million signing bonus. There is no way the Cardinals draft a skill position player this high, pay him this much money, and don't treat him like a star receiver. The stars are aligned for Marvin Harrison Jr. to ball out. He just has to go out and do it he will. We travel from one of the hottest states in the US to one of the coldest states and go to Chicago, Illinois. Here, the take that the Bears will win the NFC North will be hot enough to stop the snow this coming winter. Hear me out with this. The Bears just drafted one of the best quarterback prospects we've seen in a long time in Caleb Williams. Instead of doing what most NFL teams do with their rookie quarterbacks and leave them out to dry with a trash team and blame them after a couple seasons, the Bears chose to load this Bears team with weapons, getting Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, and DeAndre Swift to help Williams succeed in this league. Their biggest problem last season was their offense, having Justin Fields not knowing whether he should be a running back or a quarterback that day. Now, the Bears have what some people call the next Patrick Mahomes and Caleb Williams. They have a great receiving core in DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, and Cole Kmet, and their backfield duo is going to be one of the best in the league with Swift and Khalil Herbert. Their offense is going to be a lot better, but what I think is going to win the division is their defense. The Bears' defense was one of the best in the league last year, and the reason why they won 7 games. Having Pro Bowlers like Jalen Johnson, TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, and Montez Sweat, this defense was on another level this past season. Keeping that safe defensive core while adding a bunch of weapons on offense, this team could take the division that includes 2 tough playoff teams from last year. The Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions were 2 of the best teams in the NFL, only losing in close games to the 49ers in the playoffs. But what they didn't do was add any new talent. The Packers added Xavier McKinney and Josh Jacobs. But while they added 2 new players, they also lost Aaron Jones and a bunch more key players, so they'll be at the same spot as last season. The Lions, on the other hand, tried to stay with their original team, but their entire secondary is not there anymore. CJ Gardner-Johnson, Cam Sutton, anybody that was worth a damn in that secondary left to a different team. For not getting any new players, the Lions will fail to have any new success, leaving the Bears able to swoop in and take the division. This Bears team is going to be dangerous this season. Just wait and see. After spending some time in the north of the country, we head back to the West Coast, specifically the Bay Area, to find our third hot take. The San Francisco 49ers are coming off their second Super Bowl loss in 4 years, losing close games to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Niners put all their chips into this group of players they have, and by God, it's a great group. Christian McCaffrey, Nick Bosa, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Fred Warner, Trent Williams, the list goes on and on about how great this team is. But all good things must come to an end soon, and I feel this good thing is going to end sooner than people think. The 49ers will finish below 500 this season, and will begin the rebuilding process that they haven't needed for so long. To back this theory, let's start with the offseason shenanigans. We've all heard about Brandon Ayuk drama surrounding his contract, and up until a week before the season, he hasn't shown up to training camp. Ayuk is one of their star wide receivers, and one of the best receivers in the league in my opinion. So not having this guy with the team for so long is going to ruin their chemistry. But not only did they have Ayuk holding out, one of the best offensive linemen to ever play this game, Trent Williams, is also holding out for a contract. And that looks more unlikely to get done than the Ayuk deal. The 49ers have spent tons of money on talent, and simply can't afford to give these guys long-term, big money deals. Nick Bosa's making $34 million a year, Ayuk's making $30, Deebo's making $23.8, Javon Hargrave is making $21, Fred Warner and Christian McCaffrey are each making $19 million, George Kittle's making $15. There's just no money to go around for these guys to get. And then, aside from the politics, the injuries are already starting from their top players. Christian McCaffrey is on track to miss week 1 due to a hamstring issue. Dre Greenlaw is out for the first 4 weeks for an Achilles injury. Newly signed Leonard Floyd has a knee injury, and Talanoa Hufanga is just getting healthy after suffering a torn ACL last season. There's too much drama, injuries, and washed players on this team. So much so that I think it's time the 49ers' dominance comes to an end. Now, after spending some time in sunny California, we head to the gloomy East Coast and meet up with the worst team in the NFL last year, the Carolina Panthers. Here we have our fourth hot take, where I believe Bryce Young can make that jump into being a top 10 quarterback this season. Young was drafted with the first overall pick last year, and the Panthers gave up a ton based on what type of prospect he was. They gave up DJ Moore, 2 first-round picks, and 2 second-round picks for Bryce Young. The problem with Young last year was his offensive line was absolute dog water, having Bryce scramble out of the pocket almost every time. As well as the O-line, Young didn't have any great weapons, having Adam Thielen as his best playmaker. Now going into his second season, the Panthers front office finally gave Bryce some weapons, trading for Deontay Johnson, a wide receiver that has one of the purest route running in the NFL. Then the Panthers focused on their offensive line, getting Robert Hunt to pair with young star Ikem Ekwonu. If the Panthers can give Bryce Young a little bit of time to throw the football, then he's going to show why he was the first overall pick last year. He throws great intermediate routes, has great decision making, and can use his legs very well. If all things go to plan, Bryce Young will be a top 10 quarterback this season. Last but definitely not least, we head to the Panthers' division rival in the Atlanta Falcons, who made a ton of moves this offseason. The Falcons are by far the most confused team in the league, not knowing what direction they want to go in this season. They signed Kirk Cousins for 4 years, $180 million, but have young studs that need development, like running back Bijan Robinson and their 8th overall pick this year, quarterback Michael Penix Jr. With a new coaching staff, a new quarterback, and a completely revamped roster, nobody knows exactly what's going to happen with Atlanta this season. But I'll let you guys know one thing for sure, and this is the 5th hot take I have. Kyle Pitts will be one of the best tight ends this season. Pitts has been very disappointing since his rookie year, where he put up a 1,000-yard season his first year. After that, his next 2 seasons would be very underwhelming, having a combined 1,023 yards and 5 touchdowns in those 2 seasons. The reason why I know Kyle Pitts will be one of the best tight ends this year is very simple. His quarterback is Kirk Cousins. In Pitts' rookie year, he had a competent quarterback in Matt Ryan throwing him the ball. Now that the Falcons got another competent quarterback, Pitts can get the ball in the intermediate part of the field and use his freakish length and athleticism to make plays. Not only that, Kirk Cousins loves to throw to his tight ends. In his time in Minnesota, Cousins got TJ Hawkinson looking like one of the best tight ends in the league, as he targeted him a bunch of times. The same thing is going to happen with Kyle Pitts. Pitts will have the same opportunities as Hawkinson in Minnesota, and he will ball out. Many people have given up on Pitts, but I still have hope he can be a great tight end in this league. He's still only 23 years old, so give him some time and watch him torch the league this season. Let me know what you guys think about these takes in the comments. All that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.